Hello there and welcome back. In this video we're going to practice the order of operations. Now this is not a workbook practice. I'm just making up these problems, but this is giving you some time to get those skills before we jump to the workbook. So remember this memory piece. I'm just putting it there to help us remember, and we're going to call this page in the notebook Order of Operations. Practice. And then when we get to the TABE workbook practice, you'll get to practice even more of these with some word problems. But all of mine that I'm going to show you here are not word problems. They're just practice problems. So the first one is 44 in parentheses minus 4 squared, close parentheses, minus brackets 10 plus 4 brackets, and we want to figure out what that equals, what that simplifies to. So according to the memory piece, I'm going to do grouping symbols, and so that will be the parentheses and the brackets. So we're going to do these two steps first. So when I go to this first set of parentheses, I have to do a little work in there. We've got 44, 4 squared, that's 4 times 4, that is 16. And then I'm going to keep simplifying. You want to make sure you get it all the way simplified. So I have 44 minus 16, and you can use your calculator if you need it. That is 28. And then over here, I have 10 plus 4, that is 14, and then I will subtract those two. So 28 minus 14 is 14. So this order of operations simplifies down to just a 14. Okay. Number 2. Remember, you can stop the video at any time. So I have 8 plus 3 in parentheses, and all that to the second power, plus 8 minus 2 in parentheses. Parentheses must come first. We don't have a choice on that. So I'm going to do the 8 plus 3 to get 11, and I'm going to keep those parentheses because of that little 2. Then 8 minus 2, which is 6, and copy that plus sign. Then I have exponents or addition, and exponents must come first. 11 squared is 11 times 11, that's 121. And then I copy that plus 6, just bring him on down there, and that gives me 127 as my simplified answer. Number 3, parentheses, 39 minus 3, parentheses, minus 18 minus 3 squared. What must come first? You got it. Parentheses. 39 minus 3 is 36, and then I copy. The next step, that's that green step of your memory piece, would be the exponents. So that's this step right here. 3 squared is 3 times 3, and that is 9. And then I copy. Now I'm down to adding or subtracting. In this case, it's all subtracting, but I have to work left to right. 36 minus 18 and then 18 minus 9. And that simplifies down to a 9. Number 4, open parentheses. 13 times 3 plus 5 squared, close parentheses, plus 9. What must come first? You got it, parentheses. And inside there, we have actually an exponent that has to come first. 5 5s are 25. And then we have 13 times 3 plus 25. Multiply before you add. So 13 times 3 is 39. And then add 25. And finally, I can drop my parentheses when I get 64. And then I bring down the 9. Just drops down. Nothing changes. It just falls down there. And that looks like a simplified answer of 73. Number 5. Be careful with this one. I have 41 minus 3 squared, and I forgot to open parentheses in front of that 41, minus negative 1 plus 5 in parentheses, and then close parentheses. If you need to stop the video, go ahead and stop it to get this one nailed down. This is called nested parentheses because you have this set of parentheses inside another set of parentheses. Now, when I was in school, we weren't allowed to do this. You would use brackets for the big set of parentheses. In other words, I had to do these things instead of a second set. But it means the same thing. It's okay. All right. Be careful right here. This is a negative. So if I have $5 and I give you one of them, I now have $4. So that becomes a 4. Copy. You still have this big set of parentheses. Within this big set of parentheses, I would need to deal with that exponent next. 3 times 3 is 9. And copy. Then I can subtract from left to right. So I have 41 take away 9. That's going to be 32. And then 32 take away 4 is 28. So you just have to keep working your way through until you get all of the terms used up. You simplify. Number 6. I have 51 minus 3 in parentheses. Then minus 2 minus 4 squared. I apologize that you heard my cell phone go off. I will mute it. Okay, so parentheses first. 51 to take away 3. No tricks. It's just 51 take away 3. That's 48. Then bring down your other terms. Exponents come next. 4 times 4, that's 16. Copy. And then left to right, you subtract. So you've got 46, that's this part, minus 16 Use your calculator if you need to. That is 30. I'm sorry again about that text message. My mom's in the hospital, and that was actually the doctor. But she's doing fine. She's doing much better. Okay, this is not the last one. This is number 7. 5 plus 5 to the second power outside the parentheses, plus 14 take away 2 in another set of parentheses. So parentheses must come first. Doesn't matter if I don't want to, they still have to come first. 5 plus 5 is 10. And we keep that little 2 in there. Don't lose him. And then 14 minus 2 is 12. Then exponents. 10 times 10, that's 100. Copy. There is no M or D, but we do have addition. So we finish that off to get 112. And I am out of paper. Oh, there's a page. I did have enough. Number 8. We have 6 times, parentheses, 13 minus 5, close parentheses, plus 8 squared, and that's all. Parentheses must come first. 13 minus 5 is 8. I don't have to keep the parentheses because I've got the times sign. You can keep them if you want to. It doesn't matter. Then on this step, we have to do exponents. So 8 eighths are 64. That is not 16 there. Be careful. And then it's multiply or divide. So we have to do our multiplying. You don't want to add before you multiply. You're breaking the rule if you do. So 6 eighths are 48. And then you can do your addition. So that looks like 112 again. That's interesting. I didn't plan that. Numbers 7 and 8 are both 112. Number 9 is big parentheses. 5 times 8 plus 8 squared, close parentheses, minus 2. So parentheses must come first. So when I get in there to do the work, I have to deal with that exponent. So we have 8 times 8 times 8, that's 64. 5 times 8 plus 64. I still have parentheses, guys, so I still have to keep working. Multiply before you add, so there's 40 plus 64, and that comes down to be 104. So all of that is parentheses stuff. You just have to keep working it until it's simplified. And then bring down your minus 2. And that leaves you with the final answer of 102. Okay, number 10. We have 5 times, parentheses, 12 minus 2, parentheses, plus 9 squared. Parentheses must come first. 12 minus 2, that's 10. Copy. And then exponents and roots. are the next step in the process. So 9 nines are 81, and copy. Then I have multiplying and adding, so the multiplying would come first. And last but not least, I need to add that on. So I'm thinking 131. I have no idea where I got these problems, but we haven't seen a root yet. So if we don't see a root, I'll make one up. We'll do a problem that has some roots in it. Okay, on this one, I have 8 times 15 fraction 5 minus 5 plus 9 plus 3 to the 4th power. Don't panic on me here. We can do this. Parentheses have to come first. And 5 plus 9, that's 14. And then I copy. I know the 15 over 5 is ugly, but just copy it. It's nothing to be afraid of. Exponents are next, which is this power right here. Now, we've seen 3 to the 2nd power, but this is 3 to the 4th power. So we've got 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Or you can just hit that calculator key from the tutorial. That will work just fine. 3 3s are 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. So that is 3 to the 4th. And then I copy. Copying is your friend. I know it takes time, but it will help you not make mistakes. Multiply, divide from left to right. Okay, now here's an issue. I'm going to do it the way we're supposed to. So we're going to say 18 times, let me try it again. 8 times 15. 8 times 15 is 120 over 5. 120 divided by 5 is 24. So this big mess becomes this littler mess, which becomes 24. I said 8 times 15, and then divided it by 5. And then I copy. And I'm left with adding and subtracting left to right. 24 minus 14 is 10, plus 81 is 91. That, my friends, is not an easy problem. Number 12. Big parentheses. 10 plus 2 minus 2. Close parentheses. Another parentheses with a 6 in it. Minus 1 plus 36 fraction 6. Stop the video if you need to get that copied down. Parentheses first. Ten plus 2 is 12, and 12 minus 2 is 10. Copy. That parentheses just has a 6 in it, so that's a multiplier right there. That's saying 10 times 6. Then minus 1 plus 36 over 6. Multiply and divide left to right. So 10 times 6 is 60. And then 36 divided by 6 is 6. Let me do this. Bring it on down here. And then we have the minus 1 and the plus sign. And then we're add, subtract left to right. So I have 59. Add 6. Finally, gets me to 65. Number 13. I have brackets this time. 7 squared plus parentheses 18 divided by 3 plus 5 squared, close parentheses, close brackets. Wow. So you start with parentheses right here. And I'm going to zoom in there so that's all we can see is what's in those parentheses. Then I will have to say 5 times 5 is 25. And 18 divided by 3, that's 6 plus 25. That is 31. So all of that parentheses mess gets simpler and simpler until it is just a 31. And then I copy. 7 squared plus 31, and there are my brackets. So then I would do exponents. 7 sevens are 49, and 49 plus 31 is 80. And there's nothing to copy. Number 14, I'm going to try to squeeze right there. We have a 3 plus brackets 2 parentheses 6 plus 3 close parentheses squared close brackets. Parentheses first. Right there. Let's zoom in just on this part. Well, I can't cover the little 2 up. I can't zoom that much, but 6 plus 3 is 9, and you copy. Now I have 2 times 9, or 9 to the second power. Which would come first? 9 to the second power. Exponents before multiplying. So 9 nines are 81. And 81 times 2 is 162. And we still have the brackets. That's okay. You really wouldn't have to put the brackets because there's nothing in them but the 162. So 162 plus 3, got it, 165. Oh, finally we get a root. All right, number 15. We have 2 more to do here. I have 3 to the third power in parentheses plus 5 minus the square root of 100 plus 3 to the fourth power. So these have some bigger exponents, and we also have the root this time. So we know parentheses first. We don't have a choice. We have to start in the parentheses. And in there, I have an exponent and I have addition, so the exponent comes first. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Plus 5 is 32. So all of this is part of that parentheses set. Copy. The next step would be exponents and roots, and I have both of those. I have a square root right here, and then we have this exponent. Square root of 100 is 10, and 3 to the 4th power is 81. You can use your calculator to do that if you need to. Copy. I see the thing here. Be careful on this one. No, we're fine. I thought we were going to get a negative answer, but I'm nuts. I don't know what I'm doing. 32 minus 10, that's 22. Plus 81 is going to be 103. And finally, I think I can squeeze number 16 in right here. We have 5 squared plus parentheses 24 divided by 8. Oops, I didn't mean to close, sorry. Plus 3 squared. Now close. And we're going to put all this in brackets. Minus the square root of 9. We're going out with a bang. This is the last one. Parentheses first. So don't even worry about the other stuff until you get this part taken care of. I have divide, add an exponent. An exponent would come first. 3 squared is 9. Then copy. It's like a little problem inside of a problem. 24 divided by 8 is 3, and then you can add to get 12. So all of this stuff comes from that big old parentheses. And then we are left with 5 squared and a plus sign in the brackets minus the square root of 9. So now we have to focus on these brackets. We got to do this stuff in there first. So 5 squared, that's going to be 25. And 12, that makes 37. That's still in the brackets if you want it to be. You don't have to do it that way. Square root of 9 is 3. And 37 minus 3 is 34. That is a lot of math stuff to know. You have to have good math skills to do these problems. And it all comes back to this set of steps in that order. You must follow the order of operations. If you still have questions on this, and I wouldn't be surprised, it's not at all uncommon, I want you to contact your instructor, okay? Talk to him or her. They can help you walk through these. They can also give you more practice if you need them. But don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor if you have questions about this lesson. I will see you in the next lesson. I believe we're going to be solving some word problems, which is my favorite thing in all the world. And I hope you will enjoy that too. So I'll see you soon, and I hope you have a really good day. Bye-bye.